The first set of formulas pertain to contribution margin. All contribution margin is are the sales minus variable costs, kind of similar to gross profit. Contribution margin is not the net income because remember there are other costs such as fixed costs. The more sales will increase, the more variable costs will also increase. These numbers will always vary. Once you subtract the fixed costs from this number, then you will have net income. Next is the contribution margin per unit, which is the same formula but on a per unit basis. You will use the selling price per unit instead of total sales, minus the variable cost per unit instead of all the variable costs. Lastly is the contribution margin ratio. This will turn the information you just calculated into a percent. You can find this number in two ways, using either the contribution margin or contribution margin per unit numbers. You can either divide contribution margin by the total sales, or you can divide contribution margin per unit by the selling price per unit. You would get the same answer using either formula. Based on the information given to you in a problem, you would pick the formula that would be easier to calculate. For instance, if you already have all the amounts on a per unit basis, then you would just go ahead and use the second formula. You always want the contribution margin ratio to be a higher number. The higher number, it means that the more money that you're making off of each product. The higher number, the better.